Hi everybody, my name is Calvin and today I'll be showing you how you can create data quality models in order to monitor the health of a dataset with rule-based parameters set by you. In this brochure dataset, we are taking a look at 4 different datasets created to monitor the quality of the count object, the contact object, the lead object, as well as the opportunity objects. Taking a look at the count dataset, we notice that there are 3 rings. The outer one gauges the dataset based on the completeness. The middle one looks for country format consistency. And then finally, the third one, which looks at validity, which I won't be covering today. But if we look at the account object, we notice that there are 3 different scores for each individual record. We have a validity score assigned to this record, as well as a completeness, and then finally a country format consistency score. Let's say, for instance, you would want to monitor your datasets based on a custom criteria of your own design. First, we scroll down into Supervisor. Then we click on Data Quality Models. Select the corresponding object. In this case, it's going to be accounts. And then we're going to click on Add Model. Clicking on Add Model and then going into Scenarios, you notice that we give you 3 sample scenarios out of the box. The first one looks for completeness, which gauges each and every single record, and it does an assertion for each of those field values and checks whether it's empty or not. If it's not equal to empty, we're going to increase the score by 100, and then we're going to take an average, and then finally reassign it back into the score of those records. Then we also give you another record that looks for consistency inside of your data set. In this case, we're looking at each and every field and checking whether the country format is spelled out. We are also looking at the state/province format and checking whether it's also spelled out. And then we're looking at the zip/postal code format. The interesting thing about this parameter is that it actually looks at the country and determines what the actual corresponding postal code format should be. So in United States, where we only use numbers, it'll check for that. Versus inside of Canada, they use numbers and letters, and it'll know the difference between the two. And then finally, it also gave you the ability for you to check the consistency of your phone formatting and whether it matches the standards that you've defined inside of your organization. And then finally, the last rule that we give you checks for records based on timeliness. In this case, it checks for those field values and determines whether those records are within 1 month or greater than 6 months. And depending on that, it'll assign a certain score for those records. If we drag this into the rule designer, we can see that we're going to add some fields first. Account name. And we're adding that mailing address as well. You can see our records have now shown up inside of the rule preview window. We're going to hit edit and actually remove some of these fields just to see what happens. Hit run. You can see now that the scores have now dropped because those fields are indeed empty and the new score has been computed. We also give you the ability for you to change the bucketing criteria of those backing scores. So if you want a low number to be deeper highlight, if you want a low score to be highlighted to be a deeper color, you can set it right here, as well as a high score to be lighter, you can set that as well, or vice versa. You can do all that inside of buckets. And finally, this option gives you the ability for you to change the color of the backing score. So for instance, if you didn't want magenta anymore, you can change it to green. You can do all that through this builder right here. And that's it for today. If you have any other questions, please do feel free to reach out to us at help.datagroup.com, where we can give you the quickest solutions to any questions that you might have. Thank you very much and have a great day.